The opening shot of The Devil Wears Prada hides its entire argument in the camera angles before a single word is spoken. The costume budget was $100,000. The wardrobe cost $1 million. These are 20 hidden details you completely missed in The Devil Wears Prada. Number 20. The opening montage of The Devil Wears Prada cuts between Andy's ordinary morning and the polished rituals of the fashion world. Most viewers watch it as setup. It is actually the film's thesis delivered in pure visual language. Director David Frankel instructed cinematographer Florian Ballhaus to shoot fashion world women from low angles, forcing the viewer to look up at them. Andy is filmed at eye level throughout, signaling she does not yet belong. Music supervisor Julia Michaels placed KT Tunstall's "Suddenly I See" over this sequence to reinforce that contrast. Pause the first 60 seconds and compare the framing of any fashion woman against Andy. The power dynamic is already settled before dialogue begins. Watch how those angles shift as Andy's transformation unfolds across the film. Number 19. Every outfit in The Devil Wears Prada looks like it belongs at the summit of the fashion world. It does. What most viewers do not know is that costume designer Patricia Field received an official budget of just $100,000 from Fox 2000 for the entire production. Field estimated that approximately $1 million worth of clothing ultimately appeared on screen, nearly all of it borrowed through personal industry connections built over decades. The strategy began with Prada, whose decision to lend pieces encouraged other designers to follow. Miranda Priestley alone wears approximately 60 different costumes across the film, assembled largely from archive racks in a New Jersey warehouse. Look at the sheer volume of Miranda's wardrobe from scene to scene. Every single outfit on screen represents a personal favor, not a purchase. Number 18. In the film's gala sequence, Miranda wears a necklace most viewers read as an elegant prop. It is not a prop. Jeweler Fred Leighton loaned the production a piece originally commissioned by King Edward VII for Lily Langtry in the 1870s. Its value was $100,000, equal to the entire official wardrobe budget for a single item worn in one scene. Field negotiated the loan through her personal network after the budget made any purchase impossible. Pause on the gala sequence and look closely at the necklace Miranda wears. That piece is genuine Victorian-era royal jewelry on a borrowed budget. The most expensive single item in the film is worn once, never mentioned, and almost never noticed. The situation only gets more layered when you look at what was hidden behind the desks. Number 17. In the runway offices, Andy and Emily sit at adjacent desks, visible in scene after scene. Those desks were not dressed randomly. Production designer Jess Gonchar quietly assigned each workstation a different computer wallpaper as embedded character storytelling. Emily's screen displays the Arc de Triomphe, telegraphing her obsession with accompanying Miranda to Paris Fashion Week. Andy's screen shows a floral image, reflecting her grounded personality and emotional distance from the fashion world. Pause on any wide shot of the assistant's area and look at the background screens. The conflict between those two characters is running silently behind them for the entire film. Gonchar built complete character arcs into background props most viewers pass without a glance. The office walls were hiding something even more specific than that. Number 16. The Runway magazine covers decorating the office walls throughout the film look like generic fashion art. They are not. Gonchar included a direct reproduction of Vogue's August 2004 cover featuring Priscilla Presley, Lisa Marie Presley, and Riley Keough placed in the background of scenes at the assistants' desks. It is visible in multiple shots across the film. Vogue never officially cooperated with the production. The reproduction was Gonchar's way of grounding the fictional runway in the real fashion world without permission. Scan the walls behind the reception area in any wide office shot and look for the cover. According to production design coverage and oral history interviews, the fictional magazine and the real one share the same wall without the film ever acknowledging it. Vogue's non-cooperation went far deeper than a wall. Number 15. Miranda's office is a precise recreation of Anna Wintour's real Vogue workspace, down to the octagonal mirror, the photographs, and the floral arrangements. Gonchar gained entry to the real office under unofficial circumstances, photographed the space thoroughly, and reproduced it on a soundstage. The recreation was so faithful that, according to Frankel, Wintour had her actual office redecorated after the film's release. The Metropolitan Museum of Art denied filming access due to its relationship with Wintour, forcing the production to find alternative locations throughout New York City. Look at Miranda's office in any scene, a frame-by-frame copy of a real space its subject never permitted them to enter. Wintour's reach extended far beyond the office walls and reshaped the entire Paris section of the film. Number 14. The Paris Fashion Week sequences feel location authentic, but the streets and lights are not what they seem. The studio initially refused to authorize any Paris filming due to budget constraints on the $35 million production. Frankel flew to Paris on a personal weekend trip, shot location footage himself, and cut a video montage set to U2's City of Blinding Lights to convince Fox executives to approve the journey. They authorized just 2 days of on-location Paris filming, and only for Anne Hathaway and Simon Baker. Meryl Streep never left New York. All of Miranda's Paris scenes, including the vulnerable hotel room sequence, were filmed at the St. Regis Hotel in Manhattan. Watch any Miranda scene set in Paris and look at the backgrounds carefully. She never crossed the Atlantic for a single frame. Number 13. Miranda's hotel room scene, with no armor and no performance, is the film's most unexpected moment. The scene was not in earlier screenplay drafts and was not part of the original shooting plan. Streep personally pushed for its inclusion, describing it as essential to showing Miranda without her protective layer. Frankel and screenwriter Aline Brosh McKenna developed it entirely in response to Streep's insistence, writing it close to the shooting date. Watch Streep's posture and eyeline throughout that scene. The physical stillness was entirely her own construction, with no direction provided beyond the scene's basic existence. The scene that makes Miranda human was demanded by the actress, not conceived by the writer. That same actress then rewrote the film's most important line before a single frame rolled. Number 12. At the first table read, before filming began, the cast sat with the completed screenplay exactly as written. Miranda's scripted final line was, "Everybody wants to be me." Streep changed it on the spot to "Everybody wants to be us," folding Andy into the statement and transforming Miranda from a self-satisfied figure into someone who genuinely sees her assistant as a reflection of herself. McKenna immediately acknowledged the change was correct. It went directly into the film without further discussion. Watch the final car scene closely. That single word shift recontextualizes every scene between Miranda and Andy that preceded it. The film's closing thesis was an improvisation delivered before the camera ever rolled. The voice delivering that line was itself a last-minute invention that silenced an entire room. Number 11. Miranda Priestley runs the most powerful fashion publication in the world. Everyone at the table anticipated a commanding, forceful voice. Hathaway described the cast's expectation as waiting for a strident, bossy, barking voice. When Streep opened her mouth, she whispered. According to Hathaway's account to Variety, everybody in the room drew a collective gasp. Streep built the whisper from a specific real-world model, Clint Eastwood's habit of never raising his voice, which forces everyone around him to lean in and give him their complete attention. Watch any scene where Miranda gives an instruction and look at the people surrounding her. They physically lean forward. That involuntary response is exactly what Streep was engineering from the first read. Delivering that performance required a commitment Streep has never repeated in any other film. Number 10. For every other production in her career, Streep has worked as a technical actress, precise and fully present between takes. For Miranda Priestley, she stayed in character throughout the entire shoot, did not socialize with cast or crew, and remained isolated in her trailer between scenes. She told Entertainment Weekly, "It was horrible. I was miserable in my trailer. I could hear them all rocking and laughing." On the first day of filming, Streep told Hathaway she was glad to work with her, then added, "That's the last nice thing I'll say to you." Reportedly, it was. Watch Hathaway's genuine discomfort in her early scenes alongside Miranda. The unease she projects is not purely performance. The woman playing opposite Streep almost never got the role at all. Number 9. Fox 2000's first choice for Andy Sachs was Rachel McAdams, who was offered the role 3 separate times and declined all 3. Other actresses considered included Scarlett Johansson, Natalie Portman, Kate Hudson, and Kirsten Dunst. Hathaway revealed in a 2021 appearance on RuPaul's Drag Race that she was the 9th actress considered for the part. She did not formally audition but campaigned directly, tracing the words "hire me" in the sand of Fox executive Carla Hacken's Zen Garden. Streep then called Fox CEO Tom Rothman personally to endorse Hathaway after watching her in Brokeback Mountain. Watch Andy's first scenes in the runway offices and look at the disorientation Hathaway carries into every exchange. The actress opposite her had an even stranger path to the set. Number 8. Emily Blunt was on the Fox lot auditioning for a completely different film, Aragon, when a casting agent intercepted her and asked her to read for The Devil Wears Prada. She auditioned in sweatpants and flip-flops, performing in her natural British accent because she had no time to prepare anything else. The studio demanded a second audition not in sweatpants. The character of Emily was originally written as American. McKenna rewrote the entire role with British speech patterns and mannerisms after Blunt's casting. Listen to Emily's dialogue throughout the film. Every Briticism in that character's vocabulary is a direct result of a casting accident, not anything planned in the original screenplay. The actor playing Nigel had a far narrower window than even that. Number 7. Nigel is one of the film's most essential figures, the character who guides Andy's transformation and absorbs Miranda's final professional betrayal. More than 150 actors auditioned for the role, including real fashion personalities Simon Doonan of Barney's and television commentator Robert Verdi, who both later said they felt used as unpaid research material. Stanley Tucci was confirmed just 3 days before the first day of shooting. His most recognizable line, "Gird your loins," the warning signaling Miranda's approach, went through multiple rejected variations during rehearsals before landing on those specific words. According to Entertainment Weekly oral history coverage, the process of elimination that produced that line nearly delivered something entirely different. Listen to Tucci's delivery of that phrase. The speech that defines the film's central argument had an equally precarious path to the screen. Number 6. The cerulean sweater monologue is the most quoted scene in the film. Miranda's argument that design decisions made at Fashion's summit eventually determine what everyone in the world wears. The speech existed in earlier screenplay drafts, but was cut before Streep personally insisted on its restoration. McKenna was revising the scene at a nearby coffee shop just days before filming. McKenna recalled that Field believed the scene would be built around a plaid skirt, prompting an entire Vivienne Westwood angle in the writing. When the prop became a blue sweater, McKenna compiled a list of precise shade names. Streep personally selected cerulean from that list. Look at the sweater Andy holds during that scene. The film's ending was an even more complete reinvention. Number 5. The ending most viewers know, Andy quietly walking away from Miranda in Paris, throwing her phone into a fountain. Miranda later smiling alone in her car does not exist in Lauren Weisberger's novel. In the novel, Andy storms away from Miranda mid-event with a confrontational exit and no complexity. McKenna replaced this entirely with a version where Miranda secretly recommends Andy to a newspaper editor despite calling her her biggest disappointment. The final image, Miranda declining to acknowledge Andy on the street and then smiling privately to herself inside her car, was the film team's invention. Watch that final car window shot and focus on the smile. That moment is the film's true closing argument about who Miranda Priestley actually is. The production almost included a scene that would have erased that mystery entirely. Number 4. A gala sequence was filmed in which Andy diffuses a difficult situation involving Miranda's husband. Miranda, from across the room, mouths "thank you" directly to Andy. McKenna argued successfully for its removal, telling the production, "The thank you? The movie's over at that point." Frankel has stated he has no memory of shooting the scene, and was told it was filmed at 2 in the morning while he was asleep. Had the scene been included, it would have eliminated all ambiguity about Miranda's regard for Andy, and collapsed the tension the final car window's smile depends on entirely. The deleted moment means the smile carries the full weight of everything the film withholds. Another presence was removed from the production for an entirely different reason. Number 3. Mamie Gummer, Streep's daughter, filmed a cameo in the production as a barista. The scene was removed before the film's release. Her absence is invisible to any viewer, but the fact of her presence reframes what the set was like during production. Streep was maintaining total character isolation throughout filming, while her daughter worked nearby on the same production. After filming concluded, Field's complete wardrobe was auctioned on eBay to benefit the charity dress for success. Streep reportedly kept only one item, a pair of sunglasses. She wore those same sunglasses as Donna in Mamma Mia in 2008. Look at the sunglasses Donna wears in Mamma Mia. They are the same pair Miranda wore in this film. The white hair had its own near miss before filming ever began. Number 2. Fox producers initially opposed Miranda's white hair, viewing it as a choice that would age the character and distance audiences. Streep based the look on supermodel Carmen Delarefis and what she described as the unassailable elegance of Christine Lagarde. She arrived to a meeting with Fox CEO Tom Rothman already wearing the white wig, fully channeling Miranda before anyone could object. According to Frankel's account to Entertainment Weekly, there was no conversation about the hair in that meeting. The executives looked into Streep's eyes and said nothing. Look at every Miranda scene and consider that its most recognizable visual element was nearly rejected before one meeting settled it. The white hair only existed because Streep had already negotiated herself into the role under very different circumstances. Number 1. Fox 2000 had considered Michelle Pfeiffer, Glenn Close, and Catherine Zeta-Jones for Miranda Priestley before the film was greenlit. When Streep was approached, the initial offer was, by her own account, not reflective of her value to the project. She walked away. The studio doubled the offer, reportedly from approximately $2 million to $4 million. Streep told Variety in 2016, "I was 55 and I had just learned at a very late date how to deal on my own behalf." Without that negotiation, the whisper, the white hair, the cerulean speech, the hotel room scene, and the final smile do not exist in any form. Watch the final car window shot, knowing the woman delivering it almost walked away before filming was approved. Every detail in this video exists because she did not. The Devil Wears Prada rewards every rewatch because almost nothing in it arrived the way anyone planned. The camera angles, the borrowed necklace, the word Streep chose from a list, the ending written for the screen, all of it reads differently now. Which hidden detail surprised you most, and what film should we open next?